This episode of the Real ResQ podcast is brought to you by SR3 Rescue Concepts, because you don't know what you don't know. Life-Saving Systems Corporation, we do our work so you can do yours. Tough gear for tough jobs. Breeze Eastern, the world's only dedicated hoist and winch provider. And Hilo Vodka, simply better vodka. SR3 Rescue Concepts is a training company that can help you with your helicopter training, a standardization and safety check, or maybe just an audit or an FAA refresher. They're ready to bring your agency up to date with current techniques, rules, regulations, and equipment. The training staff is amazing, with certified and flight instructor pilots, experienced crew members, which I'm happy to say that I get to be one of them. They offer training in rescue, medical, tactical, firefighting, ground operations, and night vision goggle use. SR3 has partnered with Petzl to assist with the PPE inspection course and the highly specific Lazard, which is used in helicopter cliff and mountain rescues. SR3 goes above and beyond the helicopter world too. They also provide high-angle rescue training and tactical medicine training. Contact them today at SR3RescueConcepts.com. That's SR3RescueConcepts.com. And follow them on Instagram at SR3_rescue. That's SR3_rescue. We're also brought to you by Life-Saving System Corporation. They manufacture the world's toughest helicopter rescue gear. From my favorite harness as a rescueman, the Triton, to the rescue baskets and litters, and of course the most popular hoist hook in helicopters, the D-Lock. The team at LSC cuts, bends, welds, sews, and machines these products into existence every day and then sends them on their way to us. We do our work so you can do yours. LSC, tough gear for tough jobs. Check them out today at lifesavingsystems.com. That's lifesavingsystems.com. And follow them on Instagram at ResQGEAR. That's at ResQGEAR. We're also brought to you by Breeze Eastern. Since the very first helicopter rescue in November 1945, Breeze Eastern has designed and manufactured superior rescue hoist solutions. While much of the technology and unique mission requirements have changed over the past 75 years, their commitment to the rescuers, the operators, and those who get rescued has not. Contact Breeze Eastern today by visiting them at breeze-eastern.com. That's breeze-eastern.com. And we are brought to you by Hilo Vodka. Hilo Vodka is a premium craft vodka, made from the highest quality ingredients and 6 times distilled. Hilo Vodka was made to be crisp, refreshing, and unintrusive. It's exactly how vodka should be made, clean enough to drink neat and worthy to be mixed with your favorite cocktails. They make a crisp, refreshing vodka that is carefully carbon filtered for a smooth sip and no bite. Hilo Vodka is 100% American made. It is proudly veteran owned by a former search and rescue pilot. Simply better vodka. Order yours today by visiting shophilovodka.com. That's shophilovodka.com. FedEx delivery is available in most states. Use the promo code ResQ and you get 10% off your order. Plus, if you buy 3 bottles or more, it's free shipping. Please remember to drink responsibly, and FAA Part 91 says 8 hours, bottle the throttle. In some of the other episodes, you may have heard us refer to some of the different rules that we follow. These rules are our helicopter operation rules, and it's stuff that myself and a couple other guys that got together with, and we just kind of designed it based around our operations side and just something to follow. It made it kind of fun, and at the same time, it was something that we always fell back on. So Lenny joins me again, Mr. Lenny Cunningham, and we break it down as far as how they came into play and where each of them stand and why. So in this episode of the ASTerisk, we cover the rules of helicopter operations. My name is Jason Quinn. I am United States Coast Guard Rescue Swimmer number 500. These are my rescues and rescues from those of us that put our lives on the line every day so others may live. This is the Real ResQ Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real ResQ Podcast. In today's episode, this is the ASTerisk. And the ASTerisk, we're going to talk about the rules of helicopter operations. And with me again is my friend, Lenny Cunningham. What's up, Lenny?
Glad to be back.
Yeah.
So soon.
So here's the thing is that, so Lenny, this all kind of started with Lenny. And we actually, I give him credit, but it was,
Oh, definitely a collaborative effort.
But yes, it was. But it started almost with rule number 7, which was kind of funny because rule number 7 is don't offer landlord food, he'll take it. Like
That's right.
Rule number 7. So it was one of those questions of, well, what are the other rules? So we came up with a bunch of rules together, and they've been manipulated and changed over the past few years. But for the most part, they have stayed the same for the past 10 years.
We did. We took a sheet of paper, we wrote 1 through 10, and we filled them in randomly. There was no sequential order or anything.
Right, but things had to happen in a specific way. And in order to get to rule number 1, like rule number 1 had to set the precedence for the rest of the rules.
That's right.
And then had to go to rule number 2 and so on and so forth. And then, when we had penciled in such things as waiting for words of wisdom from Laubo, and hence rule number 6.
That's right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to break them down a little bit for you guys, and we're going to tell you what the rules are and then why they're in that position. All right?
Sounds awesome, man. They could be applied about anything.
Should be like life rules.
Life rules.
Because I do quote these to my kids quite often. All right, so rule number 1, don't be effing lazy.
It's a pretty umbrella statement.
Fact. So when you guys get back from a call and the helicopters are taken apart and you're hungry or you're tired, don't be lazy. Go put that shit back together because another call is coming if you don't. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean the time when you're scrambling to get everything.
Right? And then you're going to be getting ready to go off shift and there's just one more thing that needs to be done. Yeah, don't be lazy. Get it done. Don't leave it for the night crew. Don't leave it for the day crew. Don't leave it for the next oncoming crew. Get it done. Don't be lazy.
In the words of your mentor, Belichick, do your job.
Do your job. Thank you, Coach Belichick. Hooah. Thanks, Lenny. Rule number 2, cardio. Lenny, why do we have cardio as in rule number 2?
Well, I remember us debating that whether cardio should be number 1 actually for a little while.
That's right.
Based off of Zombieland. But we quickly realized, no, number 1 is the top umbrella statement.
That's right.
It covers everything.
That does.
And it immediately flows into cardio, just being prepared, man. You gotta be ready for the job.
Got to be in shape.
Cardio prep you for everything.
That's right. Because when you're doing leg day and then you got to climb a flight of stairs,
That's right.
150,
You need some cardio.
need some cardio. And then that falls under rule number 1. Don't be lazy. Go get your cardio.
That's right.
And so when you're looking at the gym like, oh, I just don't want to go. No, don't be lazy. Go get some cardio.
That's right.
Sick. Rule number 3.
This one's close to my heart, man.
A clean plane is a happy plane.
That's right. And it's I haven't found a better way to word it as far as being able to encompass everything, but just have it ready, man. Like,
yeah.
Things in their place logically, and it's put back like it should be, and it's tidy.
Yep.
And a clean plane is a happy plane.
And that goes even into when you're on the case. There's no reason to have trash everywhere in the aircraft.
Right. A methodical method.
That's right.
Pull
it out.
Methodical about your
Yeah.
actions can help keep it clean and you organized.
That's right. I like that rule. Rule number 4. Try to keep up. And if you can't keep up, take notes.
That's right.
Everything in this industry is moving fast. We move fast.
And I think that one really came about of just between us training so many people.
Yeah.
And you quickly identify certain students that you're like, man, this dude is not keeping up. You're breaking rule number 4 right now. I need you to
At least take some notes. Take some notes because you're falling behind. You got to keep up. And then go home and study. Rule number 1, because don't be lazy. Don't be sitting in front of the TV. Study the manual.
Preferably while you're doing cardio.
Oh, I love it. Rule number 5. Be prepared to execute.
Again, do your job.
That's right.
And know your job. Practice it, know it inside and out, and be prepared to execute.
So everything happens on the fly all the time. Yeah. SAR alarm goes off, boom, we're rolling. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. You're in the middle of dinner. That's okay. Be prepared. Yeah. You're geared.
Take that last bite. That's right. Don't break rule number 7. You got to eat. No, we're skipping here, but be prepared to execute.
That's right. Have your stuff ready to go. Don't be trying to pack your bag as you're walking out the door. No, it doesn't work like that. Be prepared.
That's right.
Rule number 6 comes from words of wisdom from Laubo.
And like I said, you got to remember these came about in different order. Like they weren't sequential at all. And I specifically remember one day writing on number 6, pending pearls of wisdom from Laubo. And it didn't take but about 2 weeks and a debrief for him to say, don't be a prick.
Boom. Rule number 6.
Jason and I, we looked at each other. I remember you and I looked at each other and I was like, rule number 6. It even rhymes. Rule number 6. Don't be a prick.
You know, the fact of the matter is it costs nothing to be nice. It doesn't matter if you're pissed off at somebody. Just be cool. Yeah. Be nice. Don't be a prick.
That's right.
Rule number 7. All right, so the original rule number 7 was don't offer Lenward food because he will take it. However, I like food.
That's right.
Come on.
And that one kind of came from, man, I've spent my entire career fire EMS and SAR, and I'm not shy for somebody. Hey man, I got a little bit of extra stuff. You want to buy it or something? Hell yeah, I want to buy it. Yeah. Smells amazing, looks amazing. Yeah. Give me some of that.
We show up to rigs and stuff, and you're like, God, if I just had a sandwich. Oh, you guys want a sandwich or some snacks? Yes, please.
Quick, great story. One time at Air Evac, we come here to do a quick crew change and off crew crews. Like, hey man, we barbecued yesterday, some extra food and the foil plate. I'm like, all right, man, sweet. So around lunchtime, we roll in there and we open the fridge. I'm like, oh, there's a plate, so I pull it out. I'm like, dude, this looks good, man. It's like some stew cut meat and some corn and all that stuff. So I heat it up and eat it. And I'm sitting in the recliner and I'm eating, and one of the pilots had come downstairs, and I finally realized like he's been in the kitchen because we could see the kitchen from that area. He's been in there a little while, and but I've noticed him going like back and forth to the fridge, looking around, like he's doing something. He's coming back and forth. I'm like, Tater, what are you looking for, man? He's like, there's a red plate in here with foil on it. My wife made me a plate of food, and I realized that's the one I'm eating, right? And I'm like, you mean this one? Felt terrible. It was hilarious. We laughed about it for.
That's a good story.
I was 90% through it when he came down. There's no saving anything.
Oh, that's great. Rule number 8: embrace the suck.
Ugh.
There are times in our career where you're not happy, and you just got to embrace it. Embrace that suck. Turn a negative into a positive. Be happy with where you're at, what you're doing.
Cardio.
Yeah, dude.
And just relax.
Yeah, you're gonna get through it. Yeah. And it's all of us going through the initial training of whatever you're doing. I remember going through swimmer school. Embrace it. I remember going through paramedic school. Oh my God, embrace it. I remember those long cases that we had, 2:00 in the morning, and you're flying for 6-7 hours, and you're like, oh my gosh, just embrace it.
That's right.
It's all good. It's all good. Everybody, it works out. Rule number 9. This comes with a story, which is awesome. Don't forget to feed the Rescue Falcon.
I love stories, man. Like when they just come together like this, of just no way, right?
Yeah.
So it was myself, Laubo. I don't remember who the swimmer was at the time, but we picked up space offshore. We're coming in, and it's an IFR flight into Lafayette, Louisiana. And I mean, it's thick. So as soon as we land, we realize we're actually gonna probably be below minimum, so even take back off. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning anyway. So we hop right to the ambulance. We go drop the patient off. We're coming back. The pilot tells us, yeah, we won't be able to leave. We're gonna stay the night here. So we're going to get a hotel. Well, Laubo and I had just jumped in the ambulance to take the patient to the hospital. So we still had all our gear on and everything. and Laubo was the hoist operator. So he had on the SOS harness with the cable guard.
So that's the chameleon harness with the cable shoulder guard on it.
And so we're checking into this hotel, motel, whatever, and like this guy, like, it's the typical like just current situation, right? Like he's pecking at the keyboard, he's checking his in, he's taking you 10 minutes per. There's 5 of us on this aircraft. Like, we need to speed it up, dude. And so he gets to Laubo, like he's talking to us at the same time, and he's asking Laubo questions. Like, what do you do? And he, finally, he kind of like did this odd nod like towards Laubo's shoulder. He's like, "What's that?" And Laubo's like, "This." He's like, "Yeah, that." Oh, that's for the Rescue Falcon. And like just went through this elaborate story of how we have a Falcon to release to go search for survivors and tell us where they are, right? So we're just chuckling, and we chuckle about it for whatever. Well, off shift and stuff, and you and I come on shift together in Galveston.
So this is like 3-4 weeks later.
3 or 4 weeks later, and I'm resting in my room, and I hear this loud thud outside, like as I'm waking up in the morning. And I didn't think too much of it, but it was enough to get my attention. Like, I remember waking up, and I got up, kind of made a quick breakfast, and we had this balcony through the living room at the living quarters. And I went to step outside. As I opened the door, there is a full-on Falcon hawk sitting there, caught a seagull, and has obliterated this thing on the porch. I mean, just mutilated it, feathers everywhere. And this dude just staring me down like, yeah, I wouldn't come out that door any further than that. This is my food. Like, just let me finish. And,
so the greatest part about it is when you were out there, you were like, Quinny, get your camera. Come check this out. And I come walking out, and I open that door. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Straight up Falcon.
We got a great shot of it, man.
Oh, it was great. And that Falcon looked at us like, all right.
To make sure you put that up. For
you guys, it'll be on Instagram.
It'll be on Instagram. So that's rule number 9. Don't forget to feed the Rescue Falcon.
Rule number 10. Close to Lenny's heart right here. Connections dressed and double checked.
That's right, man. Make sure you're dressed.
Every time you step out of that aircraft, whether it's on the hoist hook, whether it's a connection as a hoist operator, whether it's the rescue man going up, whether it's your patient, man, double check it, dress it, make it look right.
Make sure it's right. It's ready to go. One last connection to the hook, and off you go.
Beautiful.
And that being 10 there, I remember we argued about this for quite a while, that there's how many rules there should actually be.
That's right.
Been pretty adamant about it. You can't water down the list, man.
No.
It's like the 10 Commandments. We just need 10. But we sequentially added a few more subsequently.
So the next one is, you got to ask yourself, when was the last time you saved a life? I'm going to tell you why you got to ask yourself that. Is because sometimes there might be somebody that's not in operations that's going to come down, and they might try to dictate what you need to do operational.
We've all been in that moment, man.
And it just doesn't matter. It's not going to work.
I know I'm going to be that guy one day, right? But like, still, you're just like, man, when's the last time you saved a life?
So you got to ask yourself before you start dictating stuff, when was the last time you saved a life? Rule number 12, always pack a knife. Now, there's a story behind this of my own, and this was a hang-up of my own, literally, is we were doing cliff ops, and I had been down like on the side of the cliff. I actually don't even know if you know this. So I was on the side of the cliff, and I was a safety guy. So the rescue crew come down, and they were doing training, and they had taken the rescue Randy off the cliff, and I was the last person on. Well, I was also going to be the last one off. Well, because I had been anchored there all freaking day, I had done my own safety and had done one loop around my ankle for the rope so I could feel it if I was slipping out or if I was starting to descend down on the rappel. And now, mind you, I had locked all my ropes off and everything was good. I'm using a rescue figure 8. It was good, but it was just one of those extra ones. Well, as they're coming in to pick me up, again, I hadn't really thought about it much, but all of a sudden I'm connected to the aircraft, and as we're taking the load and I'm going up with the rescueman, I'm still connected to the rope. I was like, oh, and I pulled out a knife out of my flight suit so quick, cut that rope in 2 hits, boom, boom, and that rope was gone. I was like, whoa, oh, that was a close one. So
that just happened.
Rule number 12, always pack a knife.
Always pack a knife. And number 13, man, this kind of goes back to embrace the suck, right?
It does.
How many situations have you been in where you're like, dude, we should have been way past this by now, but we're not. And it's come to a point where it's just so serious that
you can't take it seriously
anymore.
It turns into this joke. Like, this is way too serious to take seriously.
I love that statement.
So if you find yourself getting out there and it's just so serious all the time, relax. Just smile. So that's our rules. That's the top 13 we've got. Now I want to hear everybody else's. Yeah. Start sending us emails. Post it on Instagram. Send it on Facebook. We want to hear it. Dude, Lenny, thanks for coming on again, man.
Sure, man. We'll get them added to it.
Come on, let's keep these rules going. Let's go. And we're out of here. Go. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Real ResQ podcast. Please take a minute and, like my daughters like to tell me, like and subscribe. Oh yeah. I'm pulling chocks and taking off. But before I go, if anyone out there has a rescue story that they would be willing to share, I would be humbled and honored to have you as a guest. Or if you have any questions about any of the rescues or anything else that we talk about here on this podcast, send me an email. TheRealResQ@gmail.com. That's TheRealResQ@gmail.com. You can also check us out on our Facebook and Instagram page at The Real ResQ. That's at TheRealResQ. I also want to give a special thank you to all of you staying on the watch today. Always remember that when that SAR alarm goes off, those in distress are praying for a miracle. They are going to get you. Until next time, fly safe and swim hard.